Hello. These cuts that they have already made in the concrete, we cleaning it out because we do not want they jump out and mix with the epoxy and ruin our work. So after that, cleaning those lines inside the concrete, we keep going, and at the same time we vacuuming it. We connect the vacuum to the hand grinders, so it will be easy, and we vacuum it. We do not want to leave any dust behind. Mix with the epoxy, because once they mix, they will stay there, and it's really hard to remove after you have applied. Plus you have to walk on it. If you are doing the epoxy, it's very hard to leave it like that. So after you grinding it very hard and very smooth, making it very smooth, all the places that are concreted, in this case they do not want their walls to do, so we do not touch the walls right now, but we grinding it a lot and trying to get to the bare concrete. And the reason is, I'm gonna explain it to you. And you see here we have grinded everything so much hard and ready, completely vacuumed. Every spot is grinded, so nothing left behind. The next step is we go for the primer. And how it works is we just have to mix enough epoxy to calculating how many we need, but usually a 2 kit, I would say it can cover almost a 2-car garage. If you do a primer, it can cover. So mix 2 quarters A to 1 quarter B. That's the measurement that you have to remember, but every company they have a different type. So yeah, a 3-gallon can cover, or 1 kit, we can say it can cover all the places, and you need to wear spike shoes because you cannot walk on it easily, and you need the spike shoes to walk easy on the epoxy. So once you do the primer, the next steps actually will be easier. The reason is because you have done the primer, and you have to make sure that once you're mixing it, try to mix it very slow speed. The reason is they do not get a lot of bubbles, especially in the metallic epoxy, which in this case we do not gonna cover it because it's not the case in here. But after we mixed it enough, some people they use just a roller to roll it, but this way is better because it can soak into your bare concrete, it can covering it, the quality will be better. So we just pour a little bit on the floor, each spot, just enough to covering it. And as you see, we're using spike shoes, so to make sure everything is good, and we do not walk on it, because once you walk on it, it will stick to your shoes, but with this way it won't. So after that we use usually 18 in the measurements of the roller, but we can squeezing it, distributing it, that's fine too. And after that we just rolling everything so much to make sure that everything is distributed equally and it absorbs to the concrete. Some places it will be a little bit more costly, but we can use a vapor barrier in these cases, but for usually residentials we do not need unless the client they want it. And then we try to mix not all kits in one shot, because epoxy will dry in 20 minutes and then you have to finish it in 20 minutes. Otherwise you have to just throw it away and it will be a cost for you. But anyway, we just mix part by part, maybe half a kit, finish it, and then come and mix up another half. That way I would say it will save a lot of time and a lot of energy, so you will not rush it, you will do it every place, you will not forget any place, and we just distributing it on the floor equally. So it's a helpful technique that I learned to do. And after that we just apply the actual epoxy, and then we can use the flakes to just making it more beautiful, more nicer. And don't forget, if it's larger place, you need another person to help you to roll before you put the flakes on the floor to make it fresh. That's very important, so it will soak your flakes inside of it. Don't forget, the flakes to epoxy, it's like a rebar to concrete. It will make it better quality, it will make it stronger, it will make it more durable. And use excessive and a lot of flakes on it to just make sure it covers. If you want to do full flakes, if you don't to do the full flakes, then it's a different story. But in this case we're gonna do the full flakes, so put as much as you can, because whatever you put, I would say 1/3 of it right away in half an hour, it will soak inside of it and it will disappear. So make sure you distribute everywhere full and a lot. But because this this place was far for us, usually we leave it for 24 hours, but we use a very speedy dryer, so this material dries very fast. So we just use this scraper after it dried a little bit. You can walk on it with the spiky shoes or not if it's totally dried and you are sure. Then we scrap it and take out those excessive ones. Remember, these excessive ones are the ones that left on it, so you can clean it. And after that we again vacuuming it, make sure there's nothing left, because the last coat will mix on those leftovers and will make it so much hard for you to rolling it. And we use some blower to make sure if something left over after vacuum and it's still there, so we're cleaning it up, those little cuts that you remember, to clean it up. And outside, inside, and actually the customer, unlike many people, they want all of the garage from end to beginning, but they didn't want it, the lip part at the beginning of the door, they didn't want it, so it's fine. We just taped it. And this last coat has different options. You can use just a clear epoxy, it's fine, but don't forget, after 6 months usually they turn yellow because they are not resistant to UV. But the products that we use is actually resistant to UV, so it will not turn yellow. It is very durable than clear epoxy, and also easier to roll, and also it's resistant to chemical and salt during the winter. and as you see, it's a little bit more shiny right now, but that shine will go away, so you do not need to worry about it. But it really depends on what kind of product you would like to use, depending on the budget that you have. But again, we need to use spiky shoes. You need to walk on it. You need to pour a lot. Try to put as much as is possible, and do not make all of it in same, all the kits at the same time, because usually the experience shows that people cannot cover everything. And that's it. As you see, it's very beautiful, and thank you very much for this video. You watched and spent time on it, and if you needed any help, you can call me at 416-700-7085. Thank you very much.